Good morning, and this little video is just about stuff, I guess. There's a lot of things in the news, and I've had a few inboxes about people really hating on the shootings in America and bombings and stuff like that, and I look at that as like, oh yeah, well that's how I feel about it too. It's like it's a ridiculous situation. But when you see the big picture, it's no different to anything else, So looking at the world as a whole, from a spiritual point of view, why am I here? What the fuck am I doing in this crazy place, and how do I get out of here? It's like I don't want to have to die to get out of here. I mean, eventually we all lay our bodies down and we go on to whatever's next, but and some people think there is nothing next. But I've already seen something else that I can't explain, or it's very difficult to explain. So for me, there is a next, and there's not even the luxury of doubting or wondering if there's a next, because I've seen it. But the world is a place where you come to have an experience of being separate from God. You use free will to get here. God didn't create you to be a slave. God didn't create you to just stay in eternity and create light and love and peace forever and ever and ever. Amen. God says to you, here, here's free will. You're my child. I've created you, and do what you like. And you've gone, fucking you beauty. And it's like giving a kid a chemistry set, but you haven't followed the instructions, and you've blown yourself up with the chemistry set, and it's like consciousness as whole, as mind, because God is mind, finds itself now here in this third dimensional kind of prison for the mind. And until you realize individually, so that it can become collective knowledge, until you realize individually that the world is a place where you are imprisoned by your own decision, there's no hope for escape. And in a sense, there is nothing to escape from, because there is no world. The world is an illusion. It's a projection of the mind. You're actually in eternity now, whole, perfect, and as God created you, asleep and dreaming of yourself as being this physical thing in a world that seems to represent anything but unconditional love, which is your natural reality. So the pathway out of this situation, of course, is forgiveness, forgiving the world for all things and yourself for all your thoughts about it, and everyone and everything, like just letting go of the whole ball game. But that takes a moment of devastation generally when you start to see the world for what it is. So hopefully, without the necessity for having to see the world for what it is, you can just take my word for it that the world's a place where all things come to die. Planets, stars, dolphins, people, plants, everything here comes to die. But only the form, only the shape, only the body, this thing. And what's the truth of you can never die, because you're eternal. But even science will tell you that energy can only be transformed. It can't be destroyed. You can go from solar to electric, or whatever, kinetic to electric, or other things. But it cannot be destroyed. It has to be transformed. And spiritual process, if you like, or spiritual the application of spiritual principles in your mind, like forgiveness, tolerance, patience, generosity, giving, and living without judgment, and those sorts of things, are transformational tools. They transform your mind from a way of seeing dualistically, where you see good, bad, right, wrong, better and worse, to a way where you can see just the Christ in everybody, or the oneness in everybody, whatever you want to term that as, and look beyond the illusion of physical bodies that don't last forever, and learn to see with this spiritual eye here that which is in everything that is eternal. And as you do that, that might sound a kind of a pretty loose prospect, but as you do that, you begin to realize within yourself a sense of peace. You begin to realize a sense of letting go of caring about the world and what's going on out there, not in a cold sense like I don't give a fuck, but in a way that it doesn't disturb your peace of mind. it begins to grow and nurture and whatever and whatever. And as you find that and this takes some years of practice generally, but you have to start somewhere. But you'll find that as you mature and as you take more seriously or more, more fully on board the ideas that you're on a spiritual journey, not a physical one, you'll start to see that reflected out there in your world individually and a little bit here and there in, like in consciousness in the global sense. And personally, I've noticed a fair few things that have changed in my life since I've been doing, let's say, the workbook lessons of A Course in Miracles, which I bought online, and which is a spiritual mind training program. And I've been putting that into use and practice in my daily life. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to get upset about stuff all of a sudden, but it means that I have a new way to look at why I'm upset and what I'm upset for and how to deal with it and da-da-da-da-da, rather than just sort of blobbing about it on Facebook, and or whatever, freaking out about it, having an anxiety attack. But the spiritual journey is something that it's a real thing. You will have experiences of non-physical stuff happening, phenomena, whatever you want to call that. And it's something that's intensely personal to you. You don't have to go around like I am here in this video telling people about it or whatever. I mean, do your own thing with it, get your own handle on it and see where it works and how it works for you in your own life. And then if you feel like that you've got a grip on it and you want to help others, then go for it. You will be helping others just by embarking upon your own spiritual journey and taking accountability for your life and the decisions that you make as you begin to let go of your judgments about things anyway. And of course, no one can totally not judge. I mean, you have to, what shirt am I going to wear in the morning and what, they're all little judgments. But I mean, the ones that disturb your peace of mind in an obvious sense. So, but anyway, A Course in Miracles. It's got a workbook, 365 lessons. You can do it yourself at home. You don't need to go to church every Sunday. But I'm not telling you not to go if that's your deal. But enjoy it, like spiritual journey is not some high pie in the sky fucking thing. It's something that just helps you to change your mind about the way you see things now. Love ya.